This is the last time. You say it to yourself. Tomorrow I'll stop. Tomorrow I'll be better. Tomorrow I'll finally have control. But tomorrow comes and you do it again. The same bad habit, the same pattern, the same cycle. And afterwards, you feel ashamed. Not just disappointed, ashamed. Because you promised yourself you'd stop. You know it's bad for you. You know it's holding you back. But you can't seem to quit. So, you start to believe something terrible. I have no self-control. I'm weak. I'll never change. But what if I told you it's not about willpower? What if there's a completely different way to stop bad habits? Today, I'm going to share 3 secrets with you. 3 things that will change how you think about breaking bad habits forever. Stay with me. Hey friend, my name is Adam, and welcome to your calm, peaceful space. This is where we don't shame you for your struggles. This is where we don't judge you for falling down. Because here's the truth. We all have bad habits. Every single one of us. And this channel, it's here to help you understand them. Not so you can beat yourself up, but so you can finally break free. We learn English here, yes. But more importantly, we learn how to become the person we want to be. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. You're exactly where you need to be. Let's begin. So, bad habits. We've all tried to break them. And most of the time, we fail. Not because we're weak, not because we don't want to change, but because we're using the wrong approach. Today, I'm going to show you a better way. I'm going to share 3 secrets that will help you finally stop that bad habit you've been struggling with. And the first secret might completely surprise you. So, if you're ready to stop repeating the same patterns, if you're ready to finally break free, let's dive in. Secret number 1, you don't break bad habits. You replace them. Here's the most important thing you need to understand. You can't just stop a bad habit. You have to replace it with something else. Let me explain. Every habit exists because it serves a purpose. It fills a need. Maybe you scroll on your phone when you're bored. Maybe you eat junk food when you're stressed. Maybe you procrastinate when you're anxious. The habit is not the problem. The habit is the solution your brain created to deal with something else. So when you try to just stop the habit, you're leaving a gap. And your brain hates gaps. It will pull you right back to the old habit because it doesn't know what else to do. That's why willpower doesn't work. You're fighting against your brain's natural wiring. But when you replace the bad habit with a better one, everything changes. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to stop eating junk food at night. Most people try to just not eat it. They rely on willpower. They tell themselves, just don't do it. But at 9 p.m., they're stressed, they're tired, and that bag of chips is calling their name. So they give in. But what if instead of trying to stop eating junk food, you replaced it? What if when you felt that craving at night, you drank a cup of tea instead, or went for a 5-minute walk, or called a friend? Now your brain has an alternative, a new pattern. And over time, that new pattern becomes automatic. This is the secret. You don't break bad habits, you replace them. So the first step is to ask yourself, what need is this bad habit filling? Are you bored, stressed, lonely, anxious? Once you know the need, find a healthier habit that fills the same need. That's how you create lasting change. Secret number 2, understand your trigger. Here's the second secret. Every bad habit has a trigger. A trigger is the thing that sets the habit in motion. It could be a time of day, a place, an emotion, a person. For example, maybe you always check social media when you wake up. The trigger? Waking up. Maybe you always eat sweets after lunch. The trigger? Finishing your meal. Maybe you always smoke when you're with certain friends. The trigger? Being around those people. The habit doesn't just happen randomly. It happens because something triggered it. And here's the powerful part. When you identify your trigger, you can interrupt the habit loop. The habit loop works like this: trigger, routine, reward. The trigger starts it. The routine is the habit itself. The reward is what you get from it. Most people focus on the routine, the habit. They try to stop doing the thing. But the real power is in the trigger. When you can catch yourself at the trigger moment before the habit starts, you can choose a different path. Let me show you how this worked for me. I used to waste hours scrolling on my phone at night. And I kept telling myself, just stop scrolling. But it never worked until I identified my trigger. My trigger was getting into bed. The moment I lay down, my hand would reach for my phone automatically. So I changed something simple. I stopped bringing my phone into my bedroom. I put it in another room to charge. And instead, I put a book on my nightstand. Now when I got into bed, same trigger, but different routine. Instead of scrolling, I read. Same trigger, different habit. And it worked. So here's what I want you to do. Identify your trigger. When does your bad habit happen? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you feeling? Once you know the trigger, you can change what happens next. And that's how you break the loop. Secret number 3, make it harder to do the bad habit. Here's the final secret. Most people try to rely on motivation. They think, I just need to want it more. But motivation is temporary. What works is making the bad habit harder to do. We're all lazy. That's just human nature. We do what's easy. We avoid what's hard. So if you want to stop a bad habit, make it harder. And if you want to start a good habit, make it easier. Let me give you examples. If you want to stop eating junk food, don't keep it in your house. If it's not there, you can't eat it. Simple. If you want to stop wasting time on social media, delete the apps from your phone. Every time you want to use them, you'd have to reinstall them. That extra step, it's enough to break the automatic pattern. If you want to stop staying up late, set an alarm that reminds you to go to bed. Put your phone in another room. Create friction between you and the bad habit. Because here's the truth. In the moment of temptation, you won't have willpower. You'll be tired, you'll be stressed, you'll want the easy option. So don't rely on willpower. Change your environment. Make the bad habit inconvenient. Make the good habit convenient. And watch how much easier it becomes. This is not about being weak. This is about being smart. You're designing your life so that the right choice is the easy choice. And that's how real change happens. Okay, before we finish today, I need to ask you something. If this episode gave you a new way to think about your habits, if you're feeling hopeful that you can actually change, please subscribe to this channel, because every week I share practical strategies like this, real tools that work. And when you subscribe, you're telling me this helps. Keep going. Also, hit the like button, leave a comment, share this with someone who's struggling with a bad habit. Because these 3 secrets, they could change someone's life. Thank you. My friend, if you've been beating yourself up for having bad habits, if you've been calling yourself weak or undisciplined, stop, because bad habits don't mean you're broken. They're just patterns, and patterns can be changed. Remember these 3 secrets. First, you don't break bad habits, you replace them. Find out what need the habit fills and find a healthier way to meet that need. Second, understand your trigger. Identify what starts the habit, and you can interrupt the loop. Third, make it harder to do the bad habit. Don't rely on willpower. Change your environment. These 3 secrets won't make change happen overnight, but they will make it possible. So today, right after this episode, pick one bad habit, just one, and ask yourself, what can I replace it with? What triggers it? And how can I make it harder to do? Answer those 3 questions, and then take action. Small action. Because you don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. Thank you for being here, for choosing growth, for believing that change is possible. Remember, you're doing better than you think. Take care of your heart. I'll see you soon.